Salt and vinegar crisps actually has just been, I think I've had a packet of crisps actually every day. That's, but you know what, with that I kind of think, how accurate are due dates? Because so we've pulled up and I still feel so nervous. I just want the nerves to go away, but they will, it's fine. It's time to buy the first outfit. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another video. Tonight's video is going to be all things on my first trimester of pregnancy and all things pregnancy related. So if you're interested, let's get on with it. So the reason I'm filming this video is because I just thought I'd want to like look back on how I'm feeling or how I was feeling in the future. Like I want to look back, and also I thought I might help someone, I don't know, and also you might just genuinely be interested if you're watching this video. But basically it's the 1st of November 2023 today, and I actually found out I was pregnant about 6 days ago. It's actually a week tomorrow I found out. And I just wanted to like go through a few of the first week's feelings of how I've really been feeling. And explain a little bit of that. So obviously the first thing I realized was when you track your pregnancy, that the doctors or whoever, like your midwife, whatever, they go off the first day of your last period, so they track it from there. So technically that means I'm like 5, nearly 6 weeks pregnant. But then if you track it from like conception, which if you know that date, I'd technically be only about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. 3 weeks now actually. So it's really crazy, but obviously you have to really go off how the doctor tracks it. So I'm tracking it as how they do, which is 5 weeks, and then it'll be 6 weeks on Sunday. So that for me was the first really confusing bit, because I never knew that, and I always knew people were like, oh, I might be further along than I think, and I used to always think, why are they saying that? How? But now I get it. It's because the doctors track it so different, and you can be really accurate on your tracking if you know when you're like conceived and stuff. But I guess I'm just gonna go off the doctor's date. And how they track it. So rewind to like last week, and obviously I did a pregnancy test, and if you've watched the video where I like show it, I did a pregnancy test on the Wednesday, I think it was, yeah, the Wednesday, and it was really faint, 1 line, but then I was like not convinced, and I kept checking back the pregnancy test, and then there was another second line, really faint, and I was like, this is so weird. But that was, I googled it, and that was called an absorption line. Anyway, moving on from that, the next day, the Thursday, I took another pregnancy test, and it came up straight away 2 lines. And then the day, I think it was like a couple of days later, I actually took the clear blue pregnancy test, which tells you how many weeks you are, because actually that's really like good, because that had a little table in the instructions which said if you like say 3+ weeks, which mine said I was, the doctors will go off 5+ weeks. So that was really good. And like, honestly, Google has been my best friend, because nobody knows apart from my husband Jake. I've had to just Google everything, and it's been really like weird, because I just would love to, like, I just want to just burst out and tell everyone. And it's not that I don't want to, and I will tell people in the next couple of weeks. It's just more so like it's very early days, and obviously you just don't know what's gonna like happen and stuff like that. You just need to be really sort of, I'm just trying to take each day as it comes and just, you know, soak it all up. I've been absolutely desperate to tell my parents, like beyond, and I think I probably am going to tell them in the next week or so. I ordered them a card, so I'm going to tell them that way. And I think that just comes down to a lot of different reasons. Is like, I tell my mum everything. We're so close, like me, my mum and dad, so I feel like, and my dad keeps saying things about pregnancy and about me being pregnant, and it's really strange, and I'm like, does he know? It's bizarre. And I can't wait to talk to him about it once he knows, because I'm going to be like, Dad, you've said so many things that I'm like, does he know? But then it's like, am I just reading into it because I know I am? Me and Jacob said that. We're like, oh, we're just reading into this because we know that we are pregnant. Like, it's so crazy. But I made a few notes of how I felt in the first sort of 6 days. And one massive thing that I have really noticed is sore boobs. And that's not unnormal for me. Like, I get really sore boobs like time of the month. So for me, that wasn't actually unnormal, abnormal even. For like the week before my period was due, that was just normal, because I always get that anyway. But then obviously when it hasn't gone away and then I took the pregnancy test, it all made sense. But yeah, they've been really sore, and like, they're crazy, they feel very big. And then, excuse me, I read online, it said, don't be panicking if your bra feels like it doesn't fit and things like that, because honestly, I was like, this is crazy. Why have they grown so much in like not even 5 weeks, I don't know. So my boobs have been very sore. That's like one of the main things I've really felt. And another thing which is really normal, I've read, is that you're more tired, and I have really been more tired, but I'm a lie-in kind of person anyway, which is probably definitely going to change. But I've been really tired. I've been sleeping loads. I've been napping. So to me, I'm like, that's not that different, because I love a nap. I love a lie-in. But yeah, I probably would say I've been a lot more tired than usual. But then also Jake's also been tired, so I'm like, is it the weather change? It could be anything, but I don't know. I'm going to put it down to maybe it is due to the pregnancy. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention, and that actually there's a few more things, but there's like one more thing like that has been on my mind. Of course, going back to like not telling anyone, like no one really gives you much information in these first few weeks anyway, because you don't go and see a doctor until you're between like 8 and 10 weeks. I actually also had to change my doctors because I was at a different doctor's, which I did explain in the finding out video. If I've put that up, you'll know. But basically, I rang the doctors and just said, oh, and also I'm pregnant, so what happens? And they're like, we'll just see you at like 8 to 10 weeks, so call us back in a few weeks. So you don't really speak to anyone for the first few weeks, or I say few, like the first sort of 8 weeks. So you don't know any of this. So for example, I have been Googling everything. Can I eat this whilst pregnant? Can I drink this whilst pregnant? And one of the main things that when I was reading about pregnancy and all of that was like caffeine. And if you know me, you will know I absolutely love an iced latte on a morning, and it actually is like the kickstart to my day. Like I actually enjoy drinking it. Like I love the taste. I'm excited to like make it on a morning. It's crazy, but I do love an iced latte. And also I drink a lot of green tea, which they both have caffeine in. So that's been a huge like adjustment for the last sort of 6 days, not really being able to have, well, not having coffee, excuse me, not having coffee and not having green tea. And actually, the first day without coffee, I had a banging headache, and I definitely think that was like due to the caffeine withdrawal maybe. Then the second, and I didn't also know that day I had a headache. I was like, I can't take Nurofen, but then I googled and you can take paracetamol, so I was like, thank goodness, because I had this splitting headache. So I've stopped drinking coffee and I've stopped drinking green tea, and I just kind of, I think you can have a cup of coffee or like 1 cup of tea a day kind of thing. So I think in like maybe the second trimester, I will definitely go back to having an iced latte a day, because, you know, it just says in the first few, like the first sort of trimester, to kind of avoid it if you can. So I'm gonna try my best. And actually now I'm in the swing of it and not having a coffee, I think I'm fine. But the first day I was like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna cope? But actually I do feel good and it's fine. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention in this clip, because obviously this is just the first week and there's so much to already talk about, but we've also booked a like early scan. So I rang up yesterday to book the early like scan just to make sure everything's okay, and you can go there from 6 weeks onwards. But she never had anything in like my 6th week, so I'm going in like the 7th, I'm going on the Saturday basically of the 7th week, so I'll be nearly 8 weeks. So I hope we can see a lot, and I hope it's like, she did say on the phone, she said the longer you leave it the more you see, so that's exciting. So we're doing that in a couple of weeks. But yeah, that's kind of my update for now. I just wanted to mention those few things that have been going on, and you know, it's just natural worry, like the whole Google and everything, and what can you eat, what can you not eat, and it's just because you don't know. And actually when you Google it, it's so interesting. Like even Googling like the pregnancy, like what's going on in your body is crazy in like the first, and it's only going to be like, this is like the 5th week, right? So much has changed in your body at such a fast pace. It's actually crazy. It blows my mind. I'm like, wow, that's actually happening. And they did also say Google also did say, and like a lot of things I've read have said like you'd get quite a lot of like a gassy feeling, which I've really had, and like a bubble, like it's just crazy, like a bubble in your stomach. It's not anything, it's just like a bubble, and it's gas really creating, and there's a reason for why. I don't know why, but it's because like so much is changing, and yeah, it's just crazy, and it's so exciting. Not gonna lie, some days I do actually like forget. I know it's only been 6 days, but there's a few days where I've been like, oh, I've not really thought about it much today. But I'm actually now off to go and get some folic acid, because they also recommend that you take folic acid all during your pregnancy. So I'm going to go and grab some of that today and start taking that ASAP. Again, that's just something I've read. That's no one's told me that. I've just had to read and research, because like I say, you don't really get much information on these first sort of weeks. And you know, I get why that is, because obviously it's the first, there's just so many reasons probably, and they don't want to see you until you're like, you know, substantially into the pregnancy and things. But also it is just all about self-research, because that's all I've had to do and that's what I'm doing. So I'm kind of just winging it. But yes, I just thought I would update, like do a little first trimester start to the video. Of course, this is just week 5 going on to week 6, so I will put a lot more into the video when I know more of how I'm feeling. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling up to now. Feeling good. I've been a lot more thirsty than usual, and I've been going to the toilet, I wouldn't, maybe a bit more than usual. They say you will, but it hasn't been crazy. But that's one of the things they say, you might go to the toilet more. But no, that's how I'm feeling up to now. I will update this video in due course, maybe in the like next sort of week and a half, and that's what this video is going to be, a first trimester roundup, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to go buy my folic acid now and get on with my day. Morning everyone, welcome back to my first trimester vlog. I thought I would just do a little update because today is Sunday, which marks going into my 6th week of pregnancy, and I'm so excited, obviously. This week was amazing because me and Jake told my parents that we're having a baby, and it was honestly amazing. Like, I got them this little card saying like, the only thing better than being my parents is being our baby's grandparents. And honestly, it was so cute. My mum was really shocked. I don't think my dad was shocked, because I think he knew. He kept saying things over the last couple of weeks about like me being pregnant and stuff, and I was like, why does he know? And I said, Dad, did you know? And he was like, yeah, I just had a feeling. And I was like, oh my god. But yeah, so I'm going into my 6th week. I feel good. The only sort of things I'm still feeling like the same as last week at the minute is just like still my boobs are a little, actually today they're not, but my boobs have still been really sore this week, and tired still, I guess. But I've been back at work after being off for a little bit of time, so it could just be that. But yeah, I'm feeling good, and I just want to do like, I just want to keep updating this just so I can remember how I felt at every step. But yeah, we're going into the 6th week. I keep like researching everything about like what's happening with the baby inside of my tummy and stuff, and it's really bizarre because I don't actually feel pregnant. It's really weird. Like, I don't feel pregnant. Like, it's crazy because obviously I am, because I haven't had my period and stuff, but you don't get like confirmed at the doctors and stuff. We do have a private scan though, which is booked for 2 weeks time, so that'll be like nearly 8 weeks, so that'll be good because I think that'll be reassuring. But some days I forget, like when I'm at work and I've got loads on, I just kind of forget, which is really good because I think the time will go quick. And then other times I'm like, oh, I feel a bit weird. One kind of thing is if I don't eat on like a morning, I get like I feel a little bit sick, but it's not like a sick, like I'm gonna be sick, it's just like a hunger sick. And normally I don't have breakfast much, so that's a little change. I feel like my tummy is definitely bloated, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely do. Maybe I'll show you, I could go up and show you that now actually, because I've only had a peppermint tea. Oh, also I got some decaf green tea, which was, oh my god, it was absolutely disgusting. I had that the other day and I actually went to brush my teeth and I was nearly sick. Like, I actually was a little bit sick, in fact, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit sick. Oh, because I think that just the green tea decaf, it just left a weird taste. Oh, so I don't want that. I'm just sticking to peppermint tea, pretty much drinking water. I actually had a Diet Coke yesterday because I was having lunch out with some friends at work and just ordered a Diet Coke and didn't think about it. Then I googled it before I drank it and it was fine. It just said it had like 46 milligrams of caffeine in, and you're allowed up to 200 milligrams a day, so that was fine. But I was still like, oh, I'm trying not to have any caffeine. But yeah, I guess it's all good. I'm happy that I feel good, and yeah, I'm going out for a walk now. I'm just doing like little walks here and there just to sort of keep active, and yeah, let's go. The 6th week of pregnancy, going into my 7th. crazy. I do just think I look a little bit bloated like round here, but yeah. So I just wanted to do a little update because I'm still in week 6 and in 2 days time it'll be week 7 of pregnancy, first trimester. But I just wanted to do a little update because I've noticed 2 things this week, and actually it's really crazy like how like this is so different to my normal. I'll explain. So basically this week I noticed that my skin felt really oily, like, and I don't have oily skin. I would say I've got like a normal skin. I don't ever get oily really. If anything, probably on the more dry side, but I don't have dry either. Normally I can just keep my skin under control with like moisturizer, etc, etc. But honestly, it has been so oily this week. I've had to use less of my moisturizer because my moisturizer is really hydrating. I've had to like use a different face wash for the past sort of 2-3 washes. So I've really noticed that, and it's crazy because when I talk about oil, I'm meaning like I'm literally like stroking my face and I can like feel it on my fingers. It's so weird. And for someone who's never had oily skin, I'm like, how is this a thing? But yes, that's one of the things. And then also kind of ties in, my hair is so greasy. I'm normally the kind of person that can honestly wash my hair once a week, and that would be, you know, I could even leave it like 8-9 days and it wouldn't look greasy at all. It would just, this is disgusting, but like smell that, you know, when you like need to wash it. But it is so greasy. I had curled it today and I've had to put a hairband in because it's that greasy on the top. Like it feels, ugh. I should have washed it this morning, but I think I'm gonna, well, I thought I'll wash it tonight. But yeah, that I just wanted to kind of update that because that's something that has really changed. The only thing I'd really felt different was explaining was like my boobs felt a bit like sore and tender and big. But yeah, oily hair and oily skin is my new thing. I'm like, is it going to be the first trimester and then it might stop? But I'm like, oh my goodness, I can usually leave my hair for weeks on, not literally, but like days on end. And it doesn't look it, if I'm honest, on this camera, like when I'm filming, it's just under there is just like an oil slick. It's crazy. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to come on and just update, because I'll probably forget about this in maybe a few weeks if it hasn't stopped. If it has stopped, should I say. But I just want to update that. And yes, technically today I am, let's have a look, my little pregnancy app. 6 weeks and 5 days pregnant. So it's Friday, so then on Sunday marks 7 weeks, and next week is our early scan. So I'm looking forward to that so much, just like to get reassurance and just, yeah, see what's going on in there. I keep saying to Jake, imagine if we get there and there's like 2 twins. I don't know, but yeah, I just wanted to sort of say how I was feeling midweek / end of the week, because I updated this on the mark of 6 weeks. So yeah, but I still feel good. I have felt a little bit sick on some mornings, but I can't say I feel sick because it's not that I need to be sick. I just feel like I could be sick. When I'm brushing my teeth, the gag reflex is like, oh, I could just be sick, but then I sort of retch and then nothing comes up because I mustn't need to be sick. It's so weird. But apart from that, I feel good. I've craved quite a lot of salty foods this week. I don't know whether that's just in my head or part of it, but I've been craving like savoury as well. So like sandwiches, crisps, salt and vinegar crisps actually has just been, I think I've had a packet of crisps actually every day. That is so bad. But yeah, I just wanted to update that, and yeah, 6 weeks, 5 days. Crazy. Hi everyone, welcome back to my first trimester update vlog chatty video. I just thought I would do a little update on this week because it's coming towards the end of week 7. I'm going to week 8 in a couple of days time of my pregnancy, and I just wanted to update a few little things and how I felt and stuff. So obviously week 6 was last week when I did that update, and that actually started that update at the start of the week. And then, I don't know, I felt kind of all good. I have still felt really good. A few little things that I feel like have changed. I was really craving salt and vinegar crisps last week, and I'm like, why was that? I think I had like 4 packets in a week or something. I was like, oh my goodness. And then really tired. That is one thing. Like, that's actually been more this week, if I'm honest. Going into week 7 towards to week 8, I felt a lot more tired. I also have felt, I don't know whether I mentioned this in the last update, but I have felt a little bit like, it's weird because I don't want to say sick. I think it's like nauseous, because when I get up on a morning, I feel like I need to eat something or drink something, or I do start to feel a little bit sick. And when I brush my teeth, I do get like a gag, like I could be sick, but then I'm never sick. It's really strange. I also have stopped drinking like peppermint tea on a morning because that was making me feel worse. But then weirdly, brushing my teeth makes us feel better. It's so weird. I think just like, I don't know, it's so strange. Obviously I'm such a tea drinker, like a green tea, which I have obviously stopped drinking. Not that I had to, but I have. And I was replaced it with peppermint, but I don't know, the last couple of weeks I haven't been able to drink peppermint tea. It's been making us feel weird and a little bit more nauseous. There was just one major thing I wanted to actually mention because it was quite funny, and when this person finds out it'll be even funnier. But I was at work the other day and this girl like grabbed my hand, and I say this girl, my friend from work, and she was like, "Have you got something to tell me?" And I was like, "No, why?" And I was like, what does she mean? Obviously in my head I know that no one knows, so I was thinking, what is she on about? Does she think I'm moving jobs or something? I was like, no, what? And she was like smiling at us, and I still didn't click. And then she said, are you joining my gang? Because she has 3 children. And I was like, what, I'm pregnant? I was like, no. And I was like, why are you saying that? Do I look fat? And I was like, just joking. And she was like, no, just you were really, when I was talking to you the other day, you were glowing and you seemed so happy. And I was thinking in my head, oh my God, wow, you are psychic. So I can't wait for her to find out, because I feel like she actually literally guessed. And then I also went out for lunch with my friend Emmy the other day, who was my wedding makeup artist. She's also my really good friend, and she actually said she had this weird thing that she thought I was pregnant, and then she was like, oh yeah, and I was like, no. And obviously I played it off that I'm not. She was like, I just had this thing, you went to Italy and you came back pregnant. And I was like, you psychic as well? So yeah, it's weird. There is another girl actually from work who guessed. She said, I had this really weird feeling that you were pregnant, like I had got this pregnancy aura from you. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, people are guessing. But I do think the plan is, obviously our scan is tomorrow, our early scan, so we'll obviously get to know everything there. We'll see hopefully a little heartbeat, and then I think we'll tell, well, I don't think, then we're going to tell Jake's family, like Jake's parents, Jake's sister and her husband, and I think we will start to tell a few more people. I don't know how to tell my family, like my grandma, my granddad and my auntie and uncle and my cousins and stuff, because I want to tell them on Christmas Day, but I'm like, how? It's going to be so hard to keep it until then. So I don't know, but just my symptoms have just been really tired, oily skin. Did I mention that last week? And oily hair. Seriously, my hair goes greasy. Normally I think I did mention this, normally I can get like 10 days out of my hair after a hair wash, and I haven't been able to, and my skin has been really oily. I do think I mentioned that in the last update. Apart from that, I've just been hungry, really thirsty. That's what I need to mention. And I actually was looking at like my pregnancy app, and it says because there's so much blood pumping around your body, that it actually just makes you really, really thirsty. And I was like, I knew that there was some reason for that, and I've been so thirsty beyond words, especially at work and especially in the morning. And like when I talk a lot, obviously that does happen, but like I just feel thirsty all the time. So I've constantly got water with me, trying my best just to drink like water. I have still had like lemonade, and like I had a Dr. Pepper the other day and stuff, and like I probably will have would have a can of Coke if I wanted it, but I haven't really fancied it. I've just needed like water because I've been so thirsty. But yeah, I'm excited to go for my scan tomorrow. Like me and Jake we can't believe how quick it's came round. And then so that's Saturday, and then on Sunday it'll be 8 weeks. We'll be 8 weeks pregnant. So I'll update you in week 8, sorry, not 8 weeks, week 8, and I'll let you know how I'm going. But I feel good. My skin's okay. I've got a few little spots and breakouts, but I'd get them anyway. So to me, I'm just like, it's pretty normal. A little bit of like, I think this is really normal, and I do think it's really normal, but I feel like I've had a bit of like worry this week. Like, I hope everything's okay at the scan tomorrow. Like, you know, it's just natural. Weirdly, I don't feel pregnant. Like, I just feel normal. It's so strange. So I think that also gives you a bit of like, oh God, am I still pregnant? Like, it's just so strange. But I think I'll just feel, rest assured, I feel like I'll feel quite emotional tomorrow at the scan once I've like seen what's going on in there. And I don't know, I keep saying, imagine if it's twins, but I think that is just normal, like the worry. I'm sure everything will be perfect. I think it's just a natural feeling, because you don't feel pregnant, you just feel normal. I feel a little bit bloated, but I've been eating a lot, so that's why. But yeah, that's my current update, and I'll update you in week 8 of the pregnancy, and I'll take you along for the scan in this vlog, I think. Or yeah, I think I'll take you along for the scan in this vlog, so that'll be tomorrow. And then yeah, well, hopefully everything's perfect. Can't wait. I've been really counting down until tomorrow because I just want to see everything's good and just a little bit of reassurance, I guess. But yeah, all exciting. Morning everyone, welcome back to my first trimester vlog, and welcome to the day of the first scan. Not gonna lie, I'm so nervous, and I don't know why. I just woke up feeling really nervous. I think I'm fine now. I've had some cereal because I think I was maybe just like shaky and hungry. But we're going there now. It's at 11 o'clock. I've got my big massive jug of water to drink before I get there. I'm like so excited, but I'm also just like really nervous, and I don't know why. I just FaceTimed my mum and dad there because I just needed like to distract myself, and we were all talking. It was just funny. They made us laugh, so I think they took my mind off it. But yeah, a little bit nervous. Just want to get there and just see it all, and just, I don't know. Can't wait. But yes, that's my feelings. Nervous, excited, I think, for sure. I woke up like shaking. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I feel good. So we're just about to leave, and I'll take you along. So we've pulled up, and I still feel so nervous. I just want the nerves to go away, but they will. It's fine. I've drank my full thing of water. I wish I had more because I think I could fit more in, but maybe if we go in, they'll have some there. We're just having 5 minutes in the car because we're early, but I'd rather be early. So we've just came out. I've got the biggest smile on my face because honestly that was insane. The scan was like so clear, and the woman measured me at 8 weeks and 2 days, and then when I had a less full bladder, 8 weeks and 3 days. So actually a tiny little bit further along than I thought, but I was guessing I was worked out that I was 8 weeks tomorrow, so I'm actually a few days ahead. Oh, it was honestly like, I did get a little bit emotional when I seen it, but I also panicked because there's a thing called a yolk sac, which I also thought was another baby. I was like, there's twins, but no, there's just one baby. We've got our little pictures in here, so we're just gonna open them. And yes, that was like obviously a private scan, which was £65. 65. And I feel like very worth it because you got to see loads. She put the 4D on. It was amazing. We're seeing the little heartbeat. Oh, now it feels real. I'm having a baby. We're having a baby. Jake's just actually checked his bank account, and it was actually £60. It wasn't 65, so £60. Tonight we're going round to my sister-in-law's, Jake's sisters, and we're going to tell them about the baby, and I'm so excited to tell them. I hope they have no idea, and it's a surprise, so hopefully they're in the reveal video if I can get it on camera. Hi everyone, welcome back to my first trimester video. I just wanted to do a little update this week because this is week 9 of my pregnancy, and it's actually the 1st of December. If you can see in the background, I actually have just put my tree up today, got my Christmas jammies on under here, but it's actually really cold, so I've got my dressing gown on top. I'm not gonna lie, this year putting the Christmas tree up has made me a lot more tired than the rest of the years, and I think that's obviously because what my body's going through. But a little update on this week. I just thought I would obviously update how I have been. This week I've been absolutely fine. No weird things happening or anything strange or different. Obviously I've told a few more people this week. I told my 2 best friends, Rosie and Lucy, which was amazing. That was the other day. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had such a busy week that I have been so tired beyond words. I was working for like 5 days in a row, then I went to York for the day, and honestly, the day after when I was at work, I was so tired. Like, it was absolutely horrific. I felt like I was hungover. It was awful. And I think that's just because I was literally so exhausted. But I had a really good night's sleep that night, and then I felt better for the rest of the week. Next week is obviously going to mark 10 weeks, and it's my first midwife appointment on Wednesday. So I'm really looking forward to that. Can't wait, actually. And I think I'll also be given my 12-week scan date, which will be like maybe a week or 2 before Christmas. So that is so exciting. And really, apart from that, this week's been good, apart from being bloody exhausted. But I just kind of have to listen to my body and just slow down a little bit. A lot of bloating, I think, still quite bloated, but obviously it's just the start of it all. But yeah, I just thought I would do my little update today, because I was thinking when I was putting the Christmas tree up, this time next year I will have a little human help me put the, well, I say helping, sitting watching me put the Christmas tree up, and it's honestly making me so excited at the thought. Jake never helps put our Christmas tree up. Jake's my husband, if you don't know. He never ever helps. He's not really that festive. So it's always a thing I do on my own and have like the best day doing it. But yeah, next year I'm gonna have a little helper. I keep saying helper, but like obviously I understand that they'll be literally like 6 months old, 5 months old. So really they'll just be like lying on the floor watching me do it, and hopefully that will be the start of the new tradition. I've got a little friend helping. So that's got me so excited thinking about that, and that was one of the main reasons I wanted to pick up the vlog, just to like mention that, because it's just such a gorgeous thought. But yeah, no crazy things to report this week. Like I say, week 9, obviously I'm just going off the dates I'm like counting, but obviously when we had that scan, I know you probably know this and I probably mentioned it, but they did measure us a little bit early, a little bit further on than I had thought. I thought it was like 8 weeks. They said like 8 weeks, a couple of days or something. So I'm going off that. But obviously I think on my 12-week scan, I'll get more of an insight to actually how far specifically. But then I'm like, how specific can you be? Do you know what I mean? I think I'll just go off the like 9-week thing. The days don't really count, I guess. I'm just going off the weeks. But it's Friday today. So in a couple of days time, I will be 10 weeks, which is just crazy. Also, don't know whether I've mentioned this yet in this update, but I've had some really stronger thoughts on what I think we're having. And this week I have had a thought, maybe this week and last week I had this really strong boy vibe. I'm thinking, maybe we're having a little boy. I don't know. Obviously I don't know, but I'm just like, a lot of my like cravings, well I can't really say cravings because I maybe don't even have them, but like what I've been fancying is a lot of sweet stuff, salty stuff. Like I say that, just been craving salt and vinegar crisps, and I'm really craving them again today. My mum's gonna get some Pringles for us tonight. I can't wait. But yeah, salt and vinegar. But then again, I've been just eating some fruit pastels, and they're sweet, so I'm like, maybe it's not, because they say that if you're craving salty, you're having a boy, and if you're craving sweet, you're having a girl. So I don't know, but I have had more of a boy vibe the last couple of weeks, so we'll see. But yeah, telling my 2 friends this week was just amazing. They were so excited, and obviously I'm going to tell more people in the next few weeks. Obviously just want to have my scan and stuff, and yeah. It's so exciting. Hi everyone, welcome back to my first trimester vlog. Today is really exciting because I'm actually going for my first midwife appointment, and it feels surreal because felt like I had this booked in for so long. Well, it feels like so long, maybe like 5 weeks, I think. How have I had it? Yeah, I had it pretty much booked in since I found out, so, well, so like 4, but so a month, which does feel like forever. So I'm gonna go around. I don't really know what to expect. I think I'll just be getting bloods taken. Obviously, I've got to be honest, it is so funny. I think I've probably said this time and time again throughout this vlog, but it's so funny that you just, not funny, so strange that you just left for kind of so long just to get on with your, like the start of your pregnancy. And obviously today at 10 weeks and like a few days is like the first time I'm like speaking to someone about it, obviously apart from the early scan, which we had. But yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously getting bloods, I think, and then I'll probably get like some more information, obviously. And it's crazy to think in 2 weeks it will be the end of my first trimester. Like, I've already done 3 months and I'm like, that is just nuts. But I am really, like I say, so excited to actually go and get like some information and just talk about it, because, you know, it's so strange with me having no symptoms. It just feels like normal apart from my boobs. Like I've told you, I got some new bras yesterday because, oh my God, my boobs are growing. Let's just say that. But yeah, I am just really looking forward to going round. I asked Jake if he wanted to come, but he said not if you're getting bloods and things done, and I was like, well, you do realise when I give birth it's going to be a lot more gruesome than that. But he wasn't bothered, he just said I should go, so that's fine, that's what I'm doing. So first midwife appointment, and I will update you when I'm out. Hi everyone, welcome back to my first trimester vlog. So I did say that I was going to update after my midwife appointment the other day, and to be fair, I just got carried away with my day because I went to see a friend who I hadn't seen in ages, and I was actually telling her about being pregnant, and then I just went to Aldi and stuff, so I got really carried away with the day and didn't end up picking back up the vlog. I'm out of breath. Hang on. So I thought I'd just come on and just tell you about my midwife appointment. Obviously it was the first one, like I explained, and I didn't really know what to expect because I've never like done it. And also, my friend did tell me that they asked a lot of questions, but they did her questions via the telephone interview. So I kind of knew I was going into it like there'll be a lot of questions, and then obviously they were taking bloods. So I went in and it was like, it was absolutely fine. But funny thing is, when I went into the doctor's surgery, there was actually a girl on the desk that I knew. And she had to like say like, was I comfortable I'd be in there? And obviously I was totally fine. Like, I'm not really private slash bothered, but it was really nice to see her. I went to primary school with her, so obviously she was really nice and things. And then I went into the midwife, and there was the midwife and a trainee midwife from a university in there as well. And honestly, it was just like, it was an hour, like it was so long. I was in there a while, but it didn't feel long at the time. And it was just like loads and loads of different questions, and some quite intrusive questions, if I'm honest, which they do probably have to ask. But yeah, so I did all the questions, and then at the end, it was like time for my bloods. And basically the midwife said, do you mind if the trainee has a go? And I was like, no, not at all, because you know what, when I was in there, I was so brave, but I thought when I was going to sleep, like thinking about the blood test, I was like, no, I'm nervous, but I don't know why, because I've had blood tests before, and as soon as I was in there, I was absolutely fine, and I knew I would be. So anyway, the trainee midwife had a go, but she couldn't get a vein, and then I was like, have another go, like I'm really not bothered, it didn't hurt one bit, have another go, like if you're training, like I don't mind at all. And then so she was like, okay. But she couldn't find the veins, and the midwife went in on this arm and also couldn't find the vein for the 3rd time. And then she did another one, and then she got it. So then she took my bloods, and actually it's been 6 days and I still haven't got the results yet, which I find really weird because I thought they would have been on there. So that's a bit strange. So I'm just keep checking my app, which I didn't mention, but basically everything's done by an app now. So literally it's called Badger, and you just like, all of your appointments come through on there. Like that's what she was setting up on the day of the midwife appointment and stuff. So as soon as I got home that day, like a few hours later, my first scan appointment was on there, which is actually next week. So as I'm filming this part, I'm currently 11 weeks pregnant, and then a week tomorrow is my 12-week scan. So it's really exciting, and that came through straight away. So I was just so excited that I could like see, am I off work, and what the plan is. But I'm actually off work for the 12-week scan. So I think the plan will be go and have the scan, and then me and Jake are going to go and buy our first outfit for the baby, and probably like go for some food and stuff. So that's going to be really lovely. I made another little note of just one thing I wanted to mention as well. because obviously this is what's been going on. So I started the bio oil, you know, whole like massage in the tummy, don't want to get stretch marks and stuff. I started that about 9 to 10 days ago. I bought like a huge one like this big off Amazon, and I've been using it like twice a day if I can, but every night. And actually, I'm not gonna lie, I've thought like going to bed in oil would be like weird, but it's actually so nice. It sinks in and it's made my hands feel lovely as well. So I've been putting that on my tummy, like down my legs a little bit and stuff. So I've started the bio oil journey. There might be other oils and stretch mark creams and stuff, I don't really know. But for the minute, I'm just using bio oil and I'm liking it. So yeah, I just thought I would update that. Obviously this vlog sort of is going to probably come to a close in the next week, so there probably won't be much after this, but I'll update after my 12-week scan and vlog that day and things. And then I'll be going into my second trimester, which is just crazy. I started to worry a little bit last night, just hoping everything was still okay, because obviously it's so strange. We had our private scan at like 7, nearly 8 weeks, and then you don't see like anything, or you know, you just carry on with life. But I'm sure everything will be fine next week when we go, and I'm really excited to see the baby again. And I think it might feel more real after the 12-week scan, because it's going to be like a fully formed baby on the pictures and stuff. I do also know at this hospital that we're going to, because my sister-in-law is currently pregnant and she's at that hospital, she says you can't film, which is really sad because I want to like film a little bit of the ultrasound, but she says they don't let you, so probably can't film anything when I'm in there. But 11th week, still feeling all good, apart from, you might be able to tell I've had a couple of breakouts, but you know what, I'm taking it. I feel good. I didn't feel too good the other day. I woke up feeling really, like I had a really bad tummy, but I'm not sure whether it was just trapped wind, maybe TMI, but I felt weird all day on Sunday. That was the 11-week mark in my calculations. But actually that's another thing, next week I will get a proper date and scan, so they'll tell me my proper due date. But you know what, with that I kind of think, how accurate are due dates? Because I'm not sure, they might be really super accurate, I don't know, but like how accurate are they? Because really your baby's gonna come when your baby wants to come, aren't they? So I don't know. But obviously my calculations will be the 30th of June, that's according to the last day of my period, which would be then 40 weeks. But the lady at the early scan said I was like the 26th of June, so it'll be interesting to see how they actually date me next week at the 12-week scan. But that's all to come. So I just thought I'd leave it here for that bit. I just wanted to update you about my first midwife appointment, which was super successful, and it was actually really nice to speak to like both of them, like both of the ladies, about like how I was feeling, and because I felt so normal, I'm like, this is crazy. But yeah, one thing as well, sorry I keep saying one thing, there's so many things, my TikTok is just full of like pregnancy things, and I'm actually not sure whether I'm like that into it. I'm like, I wish it would kind of go away a bit, so I'm trying to like other stuff, because I don't know, there's just like, there's a lot of like positive stuff on there, there's a lot of like negative-y bits on there, but I'm just like, it's my journey, it's going to be so different to someone else's, do you know what I mean? And that's not in like an ignorant way, I just want to just live my own little journey, and of course take advice from other people, but I'm just spat, excuse me, but not get too like bogged down in it all, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here for this little segment, and I'll pick the vlog back up next week when it's 12-week scan day. Oh, so excited. Morning everyone, and welcome back to my first trimester vlog, and welcome to 12-week scan day. Oh my goodness, I can't even explain how excited I am. It almost feels a little bit surreal, and I almost feel a little bit nervous as well, I'm going to be honest. I couldn't eat breakfast this morning, I just felt like nervous, it was weird. But I am really so excited, and I feel like I feel like I'm going to be told that we're having a baby, because obviously I know I've seen it, but it just like feels crazy that we're gonna see the baby again today, and just hope everything's good. And yeah, we're then gonna go and tell my grandparents this afternoon, and yeah, some more family, so that's really, really exciting. So we've got the nicest day planned. I will take you along and update you before and after how I'm feeling, but right now I do feel a little bit nervous. Me and Jake are making the day of it. We're going to go for pizza for lunch, then we're going to go at the scan, then we're going to go and buy our first outfit once we come out, which I can't wait, so I'll take you to that. So I've been so excited for this day, and it actually, I think I am going to feel emotional, because I can feel myself feeling emotional already about it, just because I don't know, I feel like the 12-week scan is like what everyone like you want to get to. You want to get to the 12 weeks and, you know, you want to just make sure your baby's all good. So yes, very, 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 very excited. And I am obviously going to take you along and vlog it all. But I don't think I can film in the hospital because my sister-in-law's at that hospital for their baby that they're having, their baby, which is due in January. And she said you can't film, so probably can't film inside, but I will update you on everything. And yeah, let's go. By the way, it is the 20th of December, so it's like 5 days until Christmas. So I feel like this is going to be the best early Christmas present, just to see the baby. And it's going to look more like a baby on the scan, because obviously when we went at the like 8-week mark, it just looked like, it didn't really look like a baby. You could make it out, but obviously there's going to be a lot more to see on this scan, so I'm so excited. So let's go and have the best day. So I went for this little outfit because it's kind of funny, because you can't really wear anything like well, I can't really wear a bodysuit because you need to get your tummy out for the scan. So I've just done like leggings and a top. I don't know whether you think I've got a little bump yet. Let me show you a little update. I guess a tiny little bit, just quite bloated. But yeah, this is my outfit, ready to get scanned and get this baby seen. I'm going to wear a fur jacket as well and some trainers, so yeah. And I've put some tan on to make myself feel better because I felt so pale. I'm so sorry, excuse me. I felt so pale, and also my skin is really broken out, so I don't feel the best, but I feel quite nice today, so that's good. Let's go. We're going in. And Papa's to buy our first outfit. I'm so excited. And then we're going to go and finish our Christmas shopping. So they measured me at the hospital at 13 weeks and 1 day. So actually that's like, I thought I was 12 weeks and like 3 days. So I'm actually further along measuring at that. So yes. Oh, it's so crazy. It was so nice, but I was saying to Jake, I do think the private scan was more like, you could see more because it wasn't as quick. It was quite quick back then, like she just was doing everything she had to do, and like did tell us a little bit, but yeah, I feel like she was very much, we didn't get, I don't know, can't describe it. Like, I feel like the pictures as well aren't very clear. They probably are, but I'm just, I don't know, I was hoping for a little bit better, like a bit more of a clearer picture, but all good. Everything's fine. I had my blood taken, and yeah, let's go and buy our first little baby outfit. I'm so excited. It's time to buy the first outfit. Oh my god, this is adorable. We've got 3 little outfits. Got our first purchase. So baby's first outfits secured. 3 little white things, and all very neutral. I had a lot more white in there, just plain white, than shops I've even seen, but yeah, so cute. Honestly, it feels real now. Do you think it feels real?
I never noticed that.
It's very cute. I think very cute. Little dressing gown.
What the hell?
And I've getting it in like 0 to 3 months or something, so baby can wear it straight away.
Oh.
I mean, I know it's a bit extravagant for a chintzy baby, but oh, that
is so cute. So I just wanted to end this first trimester video / vlog, and sort of tell you a little bit about like how I'm feeling, and obviously going forward the next chapter. So I haven't really filmed much since we went for the scan, which was last week, but basically since then we've told pretty much everybody now the lovely news, and it's now feeling so real. Today I'm 14, well it was actually yesterday, but yesterday it marked 14 weeks, so I'm technically in the 2nd trimester. I've not started filming the 2nd trimester vlog, but I'm gonna, after this clip, I'm gonna get straight into the 2nd trimester vlog. But I just wanted to say, like, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'm so glad I filmed although I haven't looked back at it all, I'm so glad I filmed every sort of week almost, and just like little updates, because I know that I'll want to look back and remember how I felt. But yeah, I'm really excited to put all of this footage together, which I haven't even looked at, like I say, yet, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. But yeah, that is the end of the first trimester vlog, because I'm finished my first trimester and I can't believe how quick it's gone. Being really honest, I do feel like from knowing at 6 weeks till about 9 weeks, 10 weeks did feel quite like lengthy. I felt like I felt every day of that. But then since telling people, it makes it feel so much more real. And obviously, like, we've had a few little things for Christmas for the baby and stuff, and we've bought our first outfit, as you know. Sorry, outfit should I say. So I don't know, it does just feel a lot more real now. And obviously the current plan is to actually announce the baby on like my Instagram and YouTube and stuff when we're in the Maldives, which is still like a month away, and I'm actually, like I say, 14 weeks, so I hopefully will have more of a bump. I definitely feel like I'm showing like now, got like a little bump for sure, which is so exciting and I love it. I'm like, I want to get big, I want to be like, woohoo, I got a bump. So I'm excited to see my body change over the next few months. But yes, that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and of course I will see you in the next video.